Hi and welcome to Games Are Us. I have another guide video for you guys from Palworld. Today we're going to discuss Pal's jobs. So what and how they can actually help you in your base to get your daily chores and daily tasks done for you instead of you having to do it yourself. And this is the whole trick of running a successful base. But before then, don't forget to subscribe, smash that red button so you don't miss out on any other videos. You can always come back to it and have a look if you need more info. So let's look up at my base. So this base is very basic, okay? We have some basic buildings like breeding, ranch, we got a sphere assembly here, we have planting, like we have the red berries field here, we have wheat fields here. Of course, all my benches and my campfire, all the benches that can be done, other tasks, whatever you can set up, most pals can do it for you, but you have to get them right and you have to get them early in the game, and I'm going to show you also how to get them early in the game. So as you can see, all my tasks are set up and my pals are doing it for me without me have to worrying. Another important thing about this is that it also brings you experience. So for example, now let's start with basics. Even something like preparing recipes for your food. Let's say even red berries, you can actually bake them. They'll keep bringing you experience points at the same time, but you need a pal that is capable of doing a job kindling, and kindling will allow them to do it for you. So there we go. We have a one of my pals just popped in, Fox Sparks, and he's gonna cook all these berries for me while I don't have to do anything, and they're just gonna keep doing it in the background. As you can see on the left hand side, my experience keeps growing because of it. Every time they finish one task, you're gaining more experience. So how do we set all this up? Of course, you have to keep leveling up your base. And as you're leveling up your base, you're going to get more and more powers available in your base to actually help you out. At the moment, I have 14 while I'm doing this video, but still fairly early in the game. As you're upgrading base, you're going to have more and more of them available, and you want to set them up by jobs. So for example, now you can see here what they do. You can go on the PAL, press F in your base, and it will tell you exactly what they're capable of. So for example, they can do farming and gathering. And also what you have to probably notice here, there's also say level 1, but there is also level 2, for example, for certain items to do, certain jobs to do, you won't be able to do with just level 1 pals later on. So what I want to show you here, you can also go press tab on your keyboard and go to PAL deck, and in PAL deck it's much easier to actually check your work suitability from all your pals. So there's a lot of early pals that you can catch straight away around your base at the beginning of the game, like Lambo here, for example. You have a handiwork, transporting and farming, and it's a very good uh, pal to have at the very beginning because you can catch it straight away and you can do easy tasks as you starting with your base and evolving it. Now we have Cativa here, for example, that also have a handiwork that will allow you to work on the benches and help you out, gathering, mining and transporting. So mining already comes handy as well, especially if you have any stone around you that you will mine automatically for you as well. Next basic one, you got a chickpea here that is farming and gathering, which will basically produce you a lot of eggs, and those eggs obviously you can then use for frying, so you can have fried eggs, or you can simply feed them to your pals as well. Another one early to have and easy to catch is fox sparks, which will allow you to have kindling. So you see what I'm going with this. We have Fwak here that is handiwork, transporting and watering. Again, there is some machines that use watering and it'll be very handy to have. We have Sparkit here that you can eventually start gathering energy for you. So there's a lot of early ones. For example, Pengulet here is very handy to have, watering, handiwork, transporting and cooling. So there's a lot of them you can get early, like Gamos here that will do planting for your farms and help you out as well, and very early to catch. You can catch them quite quickly at the very beginning. So there's quite a few here. So for example, later on you can get to, for example, Arsox here. I have him actually from breeding, from incubating an egg. But for example, he's got kindling time, level 2. So again, another upgrade. So as you go through the game, you're going to be encountering pals that can do other jobs. Here, for example, we have a Univolt, and he's got to have a gathering electricity level 2, and so on and so on. So you see where I'm going with this. Now, of course, as you're building your machinery, you will also see information on what they're requiring. So for example, this particular machine says here on the top required watering, and so is this one, for example. So that way you know what piles to put out so you can actually do your jobs for you. So for example, I've got a fire camp, but I also have here a cooking pot, and you can set up 2 tasks and then they can keep going. As long as you've got the ingredients, you can just set it up and they're gonna start cooking for you while you can go and do other things, and then you just have to come back and collect, and that way everything works like well-oiled machine. So I've got electricity generator here. I've got my benches, for example, here. So for example, I can set up a medicine, and I've already have a pal in the base that can, for example, do me all those medicines, for example, for fractures. And there you go. All I gotta do, put this on, and someone will come and start producing. On your normal bench, you can go and start producing whatever you would like. Maybe you need cement or nails. All you gotta do, put it up there, start production, and pals with the handiwork will come and do it for you. For example, here we have a either charcoal, or you can produce ingot, but you need ore for that one, for example, and then again you need kindling for this particular job. So you can see at the top here it says required kindling for the piles to actually produce for it. And this is the secret to running a successful base. You need to have the right piles for the right jobs. You have to have certain balance just to make it self-sufficient. So they produce their food themselves, they put their food themselves into the feed boxes, and they do everything that normally you would have to do. But also, your job is to keep them happy. So you need to make sure that they have place to sleep, make sure that they have the beds. Every pal needs to have a bed, otherwise they'll get upset, and you're gonna have to, unfortunately, then produce medicines for like depression, and you have to heal them, and you make sure that they always have food. So always double check every now and then. But once the base is up and running and operational fully, they're gonna make sure that the food is there themselves, all because of the harvest that they're gonna bring. So here is an example for my second base that is basically designed to do ore mining, but it's got, of course, everything else to make it self-sufficient. So you can see literally things laying about everywhere on the floor. All this here you see is ore that has been mined. This is one of the best locations for the ore mining in the game. There is one more that I might show in a separate video, and all of this is there for taking. What we are needing in the situation is more pals that can do transporting, for example, like Cativa. So that will increase a transporting ability in the base, and hopefully he can pick up the slack and start picking up things and bringing it to the base. And then all you gotta do is reap the benefits, for example, and you can smelt your ore into ingot. And look at that, 331 of ore being gathered, and it's 165 I can smelt in one go. So that's quite crazy, and all that will add to your experience. So there you go. For example, there we have 336 wheat that we can make 78 bags of flour. And again, that will just be done by your pals without you even wondering or wasting your own time, and it will all add up to your experience. So of course you can set up your base any way you like, but the most efficient and the most important thing is to remember to have the right pals for the right job. So there's another couple of things I would like to discuss with you guys that will improve efficiency in your base, and some of them are related to the technology. So as you keep discovering new technologies, eventually you're going to have buildings available that will increase your efficiency. So for example, if you build a silo that is going to be available at some point, you're going to have improved planting efficiency of your piles. For example, here we have a flower bed. If you build that one, you'll get a gathering efficiency of the piles higher up. And for example, here we got the water fountain that also, as you can imagine, will improve watering efficiency of your piles. But there's another way of increasing the efficiency of your piles. Here you have a statue of power, and if you go and press V over here, you can enhance your piles, but you have to have them in your party in order to do so. And while you're collecting a pile souls, you are actually available here to increase work speed of your piles, and this increase will help you a lot. So for example, on the right hand side you have a stats of your pile, like attack, defense and work speed, and some of the work speeds much higher than others piles, and you can increase that work speed simply by coming to this statue, using pile souls, and you can keep increasing by 3% each time. But unfortunately, the amount of power source that you use will increase every time you do it. So for example, if I press now enhance, it'll be plus 3%, so now I'm up to 6%, but the next upgrade will cost me 3 power souls. As you can see at the moment, I don't have more to do the next one, and now it went from 64, I believe that was, up to 74 now. So this work speed has increased. And one more thing I want to mention here, that is sometimes your piles get stuck. So for example here, as you can see, one of my piles got stuck on top of the tree, and that's happening quite often in this game. The game is still early access and has a lot of issues and problems and errors, but all you gotta do is press F, go on your pile box and go into your pile box, then take him out from your pile base and then put him back in, and he's gonna come back down. And look at that, he's hungry, so he's gonna go and do what he needs to do, eat, sleep, and then go back to work again. Because if you don't do it, these piles will start getting ill and stressed out, and you're gonna have problems with it. So you have to look after that. Unfortunately, there is that thing happens. They get stuck on the roofs. A lot of different things happens. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video will give you an idea how you want to run your base and how efficiently it can all be done. So good luck on that, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments underneath the videos and I'll come back to you whenever I can. Don't forget to smash that red button if you're enjoying the content and you don't want to miss out on any other new guides and videos. And take care for now, and good luck, guys. Take care. See you in the next one.